I'm trying to. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm excited to have you on our call this evening. I am excited that you are choosing to join with us on our weekly Mission Possible call. It's always fun when we get together. Every week when we come together, it is about inspiring healthy living. And sometimes we talk about our health focus, and other times we talk about our business focus. And tonight, we're definitely focusing on business. And a part of that has to do with events. And we're going to talk a lot about events. But I want to introduce you to our special speaker, Ellen Graham. And I'm going to try to, in my limited experience sometimes, make sure that we have her on the full screen. So when she starts to speak, she will be in full speaker view. But let me just tell you that Ellen is a national marketing director. She lives in Denver, Colorado. I know some of you in Denver already know who Ellen is, and you're good friends. Ellen has been with the Juice Plus company since 2006. She's a national marketing director, a 12 Club member. She is a mom with 2 boys, 2 sons, Max and Rory, and she says they are her strongest why that she's creating a business with the virtual franchise. She's using her boys as the reason why she's doing it to grow herself and her business. Ellen has been a product of the product. She became a part of the community after being a part of the adding Juice Plus to her diet for her and her family. And she's on a mission. I would call her a woman and a mother on a mission. Definitely. She never tires of helping people get healthy, because when people have vitality in their lives, they have a far better quality and a quality of life. And she's making a significant impact. And she's going to tell her story. So I'll just leave it at that. But I have watched Ellen grow up a little bit in this business. I've seen her in Denver when I was there for a few times. But I've gotten to know Ellen in a better way through the Cherry Festival Boot Camp. I know a few years ago you were there when we were there as speakers. This year you were there and you were one of the speakers. And I told my team, you blew my hair back. You blew my hair back when you came with such energy and vitality. Definitely a refreshing perspective on what we're doing around events. And one of the things that I wrote down that you said, Ellen, that I have quoted many, many times already, when you said that you can be a great Juice Plus hobbyist, but if you really want to earn significant income, you must master events. And we do this by making relationships our first priority. So I'm delighted to introduce Ellen to you and welcome her to our team call. So welcome, Ellen. We are excited to have you here.
So much. And can you hear me okay?
Yes, we got you.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't remember saying that. That's pretty darn good. So you better pass me that note back. And what an awesome team that you have in Denver. I was saying to Sharon today on Voxer, my very first regional that I went to in Denver, Colorado, as a brand new VF, and I said to myself, I had a baby in a stroller, and I said, if these people are holding hands and singing Kumbaya, I'm not staying very long. And I got there, and Sally Reinemer was actually one of the speakers. She was a brand new national marketing director. So I've gotten to know Sandy and all these great gals out in Denver. And I'm gonna share some slides with you guys because it kind of helps guide me to share my story. And just, you know, going back to that beginning, hold on, I'm sharing. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. You can see me all over the place here. You know, my kids changed something on here and I don't know quite how it works, but I'm figuring it out. So my very first boot camp, Miss Sharon with 2 R's, Rankin, was a speaker. And my upline was so faithful about inviting me to events over and over. I want to tell you all, I was very obstinate for the first year about going to events. I didn't understand. I was one of those people that came into the business. I have a background in sales and marketing, and I did what I do, and I went out and I sold Juice Plus to people. I signed people up on my team, and they kept inviting me to Prevention Plus lectures, conferences, boot camps, and I rolled my eyes and said no. So that's an encouragement to be persistent with some of those people who don't get it yet. I always tell my team, remember that you're the insider and they're the outsider. The outsiders don't know what the insiders know, and we always have to remind ourselves of that, or else it's just real easy to kind of get annoyed with people. So these are my two sons, Max and Rory, and this is us hiking up in Rocky Mountain National Park, and they usually will not smile for the camera. They are part of my personal growth program. And this is Rory's birth. And at this point in time, I was a sales coordinator and I was making about $850 a month. And I just want to share with you all, we get so excited about the big vision here. But you know what? $500, $800, $1,000 a month makes a huge difference for about 98% of Americans out there. So don't discount that as you're casting vision for people, as you're inviting people to events, because that $850 a month allowed me to stay home with Max. He's 3 years old in this picture, have another baby and stay home with him. And that was good because these were the dark years. We never slept. And I just stayed disciplined and consistent with my Juice Plus business. And in terms of events, I had a wine and wellness event in my basement every week. And I was a little bit embarrassed about my basement because we had this really ratty old couch, and it was this old house, an old house in Denver with knotty pine walls downstairs. One summer, my mom and I painted those walls to try and brighten it up in there. And I just kept staying committed to having people over. And sometimes people came and sometimes they didn't, and I would eat my cheese tray all by myself. But in all seriousness, I had just become a product of the product. Juice Plus had freed up my health so much in that first year and a half. I mean, more energy, losing baby weight, acne going away, arthritis going away. I started running for the first time between those pregnancies. You guys, it did amazing things for my health. And I just, as you know, you get into this healthy living community and the amount of resources that you have access to for free are incredible. So we want to be bringing that to people with our events. This goes into my story, and I'm going to go kind of fast through these. I became a national marketing director in 2015. You guys, I'm not one of those success stories where, you know, I showed up out of the blue as a brand new NMD and everybody said, where did that girl come from? I hung around for 8.5 years, and I went to events and I went to conferences. Once I got it at that boot camp, I heard Sharon, heard Dave singing to her. Then I heard Sharon, and I said, oh my gosh, if she could do it, I could do it. I could keep working at this. I could keep chipping away at this and work my way up that stairway to heaven marketing plan. And so in 8.5 years, I became a national marketing director, and I absolutely attribute my success. I always say the bread and butter is events. I figured that if I was talking to other moms primarily, and that's not all who I talk to. So if you're not a young mom, there's no need to be intimidated. You just think about, well, who are you talking to and what's going to get them to take a pause in their busy life and come and listen to what you have to offer. Okay, and that's where we create value in our message. And when we invite, we share that value of what people are going to get. But I learned pretty quick that I could get moms in my basement if I offered them time away from kids and free wine. I'd have some, you know, I always say keep it really simple, have some carrots and hummus, a bottle of white and a bottle of red, and wipe off the toilet seats, and we just have a great time. My house is never perfect, and that's on purpose because I always want people to come over and feel like, my goodness, if this woman can do this, I can do it. You know, it's just not always possible to have all the beds made and everything perfect. My friend Jackie in this business, Sandora, who is just wonderful, she always says, well, some mornings you can just make beds or you can make money, but you're not having both. So I love that. But this is when we made NMD, and it was such an incredible memory to create with my boys. And this is an event, right? You know, this is an event I created in my mind long before it happened, and got to fly the boys to Sacramento. They were on stage with me. They went an entire 5 minutes without fighting or picking their noses. And it was just awesome to share our journey with the whole Juice Plus community. And what we've been able to live as a result of this, you guys, I became a single mom 2 years prior to making NMD. Okay, so I live in Denver, Colorado. It's not an inexpensive place to live. I had to make a really hard choice, and I really had to put my trust and faith in Jay Martin's vision, this marketing plan, the people that surrounded me that were saying I could do it, to move forward to NMD, because I needed that income and I needed those benefits to continue to maintain our lifestyle and to support myself as a single mom, to be responsible, have health insurance, all those kinds of grown-up things. And I mean, look at this. This is just a snapshot of, we love to go on road trips. This is us at the Rockies this summer. Last summer, we went to Mount Rushmore. That had been on our bucket list. This year, we went to Durango and Mesa Verde in Colorado. That was on our bucket list. And that time freedom that our Juice Plus business provides for us allows that. And to me, the time freedom is far more valuable than the paycheck. And that's because these kids grow up so fast. You know, and everybody tells you that, but it's really, really true. They're 9 and 12 now. And so if you want residual income, you want events. And as life ebbs and flows, you know, a lot of life has happened to me over my 12-year journey in Juice Plus. I've gone through losing my dad to cancer. I've gone through divorce. I've gone through a move. I've gone through raising kids and, you know, my son's autism diagnosis, all those kinds of things. All the way, this business was there as really this extraordinary element that could grow with me. And when I didn't have, I mean, there's been times, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have had time to go to a corporate job. I could do this in the stolen moments of life, in a DMO that oftentimes the DMO was the thing that was the stability, right? When you're going through stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, how is this going to work out? Going through some fear, you just stick to that DMO. And events are an accountability kind of thing for me. Events are, what are we doing this week? Who are we inviting? How are we going to get them there? And what's the message we're going to share? And then the follow up to that. And our mission, you guys, power and purpose. If you want to become healthy, you have to surround yourself with a group of people that are getting healthy. And you have to be connected to a community that is doing what you want to do. So you have your team, you have the entire Juice Plus community, your upline, and now you've got all of them. They have your back. Your job is to go share that with others. Go get those outsiders, bring them into what we have got. And I know you guys know this, but isn't it awesome to see lives transformed? Isn't it awesome to see someone's health transformed? They do a shred. They're on the capsules for 6 months. And the kinds of changes that we see, and our community is what really allows that to happen. And events is where people get to really see our community up close and personal. Always start with why. What's the goal of your event? What do good events accomplish? Well, they tell the story, right? Pretty simple. None of us eat enough fruits and vegetables. We've got it in a capsule. Does it work? Yes, we have the research to back it up. Okay. Would it work for me? Is there money to be made for me? Absolutely. Let me share with you my story. And again, you know, you don't have to be that $20,000 a month earner to talk about the power of making $500 a month. I think it's so clear what a difference that makes. And we don't want to make assumptions about where people are in their lives that and prejudge them and not invite them to be part of this. How does the event help you achieve your goals? We've got conference next month. This is Surge month. It's September, all right? Where do you want to be in a week when business closes, okay? Where do you want to be a week from Monday night? Can you put some events on the calendar? Have some people over? Can you sit down with some people and share with them what we've got? Okay, when you're conceiving an event, think about who's your audience. I talked about wine and wellness. If I'm primarily talking to moms, I figured, okay, get them over here with a bottle of wine, get them talking about, oh my gosh, my kids are picky eaters. Oh my goodness, if we had $500 a month extra, we could afford that private school. You want to get these conversations brewing, right? Keeping it simple. simple duplicates, complicated chokes. I think when you get too complicated with your events, people are like, oh my gosh, I cannot do what she does. Creatively brand your event. What are your unique gifts and strengths? What's your team chemistry? What's your team up to? What's our mission? What are those unique traits that are characteristic to you? Sally's on this call. Sally is a teacher. She's excellent. She's a natural at teaching people. She can bring that to her events. She can bring that to her team. Okay. Ideas for growing our mission. These are things I've seen that I think are so fun. Salad in a jar parties, healthy living luncheons. These girls on my team in Michigan, they had team building, and they did sipping and painting, where they sip wine and they paint these canvases. They had so much fun. Fitness events in the park. You can start a Facebook group and put people in there and have a free fitness event, invite them to join, and share smoothie samples afterwards. So there are literally a million different simple ideas to get out there and share with people. Just this last week after our regional, I came home and lamented the fact I haven't hiked very that much this summer, and I love hiking. So I started a hiking group and had 6 women show up last week, and I've got more coming this week and more next week. And that's just a great way to meet new people before I invite them to a Juice Plus event that is going to rock their world. So again, experiential events are great. Taste smoothies, sample products. Anytime people can get their hands on things, I think that that's a lot of fun. We have got some really awesome resources, you guys. Our company just keeps getting better. We've got PowerPoints you can use. You can take your iPad, your laptop, to a local coffee shop and share these things. We've got the One Simple Change booklet. I still love to put a booklet in everybody's hand at my in-home events and go through those. So pick one, get comfortable with the message and comfortable with sharing it so that you can see yourself sitting down with a group of people once a week, getting in new team members' living rooms and sharing this message. Okay. Videos, the Jumpstart to Better Health. This to me is a wellness presentation packed into 4 minutes. It's extraordinary. Think about, you can have people over in your living room. You can share this video. You can ask some great questions afterwards. You can share your story. You can pass around samples and order forms. Boom, you just had a wellness presentation. Doesn't have to be in your living room. It could be in the back of your car at a tailgate after a soccer game. It could be all kinds of places. It could be, you know, after yoga class at the gym. My gym would probably let me use the studio for free. So think about all those unique ways that you can do that. And then when it comes to inviting to events, I know everybody was so excited when I said this in Traverse City. You guys, it's time to pick up the phone again. Stop texting people, because there is such a power in picking up the phone. And as we have become more electronic, as we text and we Facebook and we LinkedIn and we Instagram and Snapchat and blah, 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 it's just becoming electronic signals flying through the air. But your voice, your story, you have something to offer that no one else can give. Pick up the phone and call people. Now, a lot of times I don't get people on the phone. I like to create curiosity. So I may not leave a message, I hang up, and then I'll text them and say, hey, give me a quick call when you get a second. And then they're like, oh, what's going on, right? Schedule time for inviting. So I think it's great to get up, you know, Monday mornings, do the thing that you're afraid of, right? Pick up that phone and call people. So what if you spent the first hour of your Monday calling people, inviting them to an event that you're having on Thursday night? What a tone for your week that would set. How many should you invite? Sky's the limit. Never stop inviting. I'm inviting up until the hour before my event, because it's so often I just find that you never know who's going to show up. Sometimes it's that person you texted an hour before that shows up, and the person that told you yes first thing Monday morning, they don't show up, but then someone else does and they bring a friend. So you just keep inviting and you get your team inviting. And you call, and I have some slides on here. I'm not going to go into all the details, but you know what? You call and you offer them value. What's in it for them? So it may be as simple as, gosh, you know what, Sandy, when I ran into you last weekend, it was so good to see you. And I just remember that you mentioned that life's got a lot going on right now. I just want to offer you the gift of health. Would you like to come take a peek at Juice Plus, take an hour off, meet some great people? I know you'll fit right in with our fun group. Learn about how you can take care of your health right now. I was at the grocery store the other morning, no makeup on, at 6 o'clock in the morning, grabbing a couple things before the kids woke up, and I ran into an old neighbor. And I probably prospected her years ago about Juice Plus, and nothing ever came of it. And she just started telling me about her kids were sick. She started telling me about how she was really concerned about a friend dying of cancer. And I just listened, you guys, and we hugged and cried in the grocery store at 6 in the morning. And I messaged her later that day, and I just said to her, you know what, when you were telling me about everything going on with the kids and stuff, can I share Juice Plus with you again? Would this be a good time for you to take a look at what it could do for your family's health? She responded, she said, please send me a recommendation of what we should take. That's pretty easy, right? So we want to just offer that invitation. And Janice Gebhardt, she's an awesome NMD out of Houston, Texas. She always invites people, and she says, we have a great group coming and you will fit right in. And I just absolutely love that verbiage. You can send a little flyer after you invite them. Some people do like a Facebook event. You can send them that, but I think it's nice to send a little flyer, and then always do that reminder call the day of your event or the night before. And I send people very explicit directions. Hey, we can't wait to see you at our event tonight, Sharon. By the way, if you have not been to the winery that we're meeting at, here's where it is in this building, and here's the best place to park. And just let people know some of those logistics, because then they feel like they're being taken care of. All right, and here's some images. This is a great tip, you guys. I love Canva. It's free, and you can make all kinds of fun, really good looking images on there. I've been doing a lot of events at this little winery. It's called Infinite Monkey Theorem in Denver, and that has been a lot of fun. So that's on there. And you know, something that sticks out in people's mind, because images do something to our brain that that words are a little bit different. And so I also think it's great to post it on social media once you've invited everybody. So I like to invite everybody, post it on social media, see if anything happens with it there, kind of let the world know what I'm doing. And it's also fun to post some pictures of your event afterwards. Okay, so verbiage, this goes into a lot of different types of verbiage that I will go into detail on, but think about a little bit different if you're inviting somebody for a Prevention Plus, a Healthy Living Party, an Own Your Life event, or a Freedom Revolution, as we're calling them now. How do you invite to a big rock? We have conference, you guys, a month away, and we shouldn't be digging down into our teams and inviting every single person to conference. Don't make that decision for them. Let them make it for themselves, because that experience at Tampa could be that moment for them that they get it, right? There was a moment in time for me that I got it at a boot camp. I heard Sharon Rankin and Nyla Mason and a couple other people, and my brain went, ding, ding, ding. This could be a lot more for you, sister, than $500 a month, okay? I could start to see $5,000 a month, right? So remember to invite people and think through those invitations. What's the value for them? What are potential objections? If I have an inviting team to a conference, how I know they're going to be juggling jobs and families, and maybe they teach Sunday school and all these kinds of things. How can I help them problem solve so they can get to a conference? If I'm inviting somebody over for maybe a Prevention Plus or a Wine and Wellness, a single mom with kids, I'll offer babysitters, right? Or I'll say, oh my gosh, I have met your 8-year-old. I think she'll be just fine. Bring her on over. Have her bring her iPad, but she'll love the conversation. This is going to be wholesome and family friendly. So think about those invitations and what people can get from them. in terms of maybe you're reaching out to somebody about the opportunity. Maybe somebody has said to you, I just reached out to a single mom, in fact, who's working 2 jobs. There's no dad in the picture. And I don't even know how she does it. And I just said to her, I said, I think that Juice Plus could be a really great avenue for you and free up some time for you. And I want you to hear about it. And I know we'll get together when the time's right. I'm going to keep inviting you to some events. And she said, you know, thank you very much. I got a leak in my roof. I'm dealing with all this stuff. So keep offering people value and give them an opportunity to get it, but also be talking to lots of new people so that you're not beating the same old, you know, door down for every single event. You know, you want to be kind of thinking about, well, last week I invited these, maybe you invited, you know, 30 people and there were 10 maybes, and of those maybes, 8 of them didn't show up. Definitely call those people again, but there ought to be 10 new people on that list that you're reaching out to. They're out there. There's billions of people in the world. They are everywhere. You and I get stuck in traffic all the time, so they're everywhere. Go talk to them. And I'm going to flip through a couple of these and just get to the end and just talk about the anatomy of a great event. You guys, lead with the mission. Paulo Teixeira is such a gift to us in that he said, you guys, we lead with the mission, not with the product or the business, but with the mission. We are on a mission to inspire healthy living. We are on a mission to help people improve their lives. What's your key message? Okay, think about what's your key message for the event. Every event might be a little bit different. Great stories make a great event. Research is great. The science is great, but you know what? Stories deliver that emotional impact that help people make decisions. So if I'm having Wine and Wellness, I've got my story and I'm thinking about who's on my team that's got a great story to tell. Or maybe I'm having a customer come and they've got a brand new great story that I asked them to share. And you want to have a crystal clear close. And this is a really important piece of it. And I know you all have been trained well, but I feel like this is the part where, especially if we are here because we're so passionate about the product, we might get a little bit of a lump in our throat thinking about closing that event and asking for the sale or asking people to join our team. How do we do that? Go back to this slide. Okay, so effectively closing an event. I give people basically 3 doors that they can go through at the end of an event. You can connect with the person who invited you and get started on Juice Plus. So if we're at an in-home event or out at the winery, one of our events, we're passing around order forms on a clipboard with a pen so that they have the pen to fill out the order form. And I just let people know they're going to enjoy really great supportive service with us, and we are serious about the business of helping others. Secondly, I let people know that if they need more information or they need to go home and talk to a spouse, ask the person that invited them for the information. You know, maybe they're going to go home and talk to a spouse. For goodness sake, give them the link to the video that you just watched, because you know what happens when they get home, right? That spouse is like, what are you so excited about? Well, they can say, watch this. Finally, we always want to invite people into submission number 3. If you're excited about getting started on Juice Plus and you're making a mental list of people you thought of who could use this message, connect with us about joining our mission. We are a mission-driven company. We aren't bogged down with quotas. You can share this with others a little or a lot and feel proud of yourself for making an impact. It's a great way to cover the cost of your family's Juice Plus, and many people create an additional stream of income with our unique virtual franchise model. And then I always close with just, you know, wherever you are, we believe you were guided here for a reason, and we salute you for saying yes, and we're so thankful that you came. You know, you really want to share that gratitude with everybody for taking time out of their busy lives and coming to your event. So the close is so important, and it is so important to train our new team members and help them do this the first couple times, because this can be scary, and it can be the difference between a 2,000 plus or somebody that we never hear from again, teaching them how to do this correctly. Okay, event follow-up. Sean Myers, one of my upline national marketing directors, always says the fortune is in the follow-up. And text a thank you 24 hours, within 24 hours of the event. If you're an extrovert like me, you can do that while you're winding down in bed. I'll even draft it, and if it's too late to send it, I'll hit send the next morning. And make sure to clearly ask them to take the next step if they have not already. And I like to send people, you know, fun little gifts, fun little pictures, anything that just puts a smile on their face. And you can also follow success clues from the mission-driven model. They go through this a little bit more in depth, but I think that that follow-up is really important. And it varies a little from person to person. You may have somebody that came to your event and signed up as a distributor, so you've put in their distributor application and their orders. You definitely want to have something on the calendar with them the next day to talk about their next steps, to guide them to the Freedom Revolution. If they signed up for the product, it's really nice to put those orders in right away and send them tracking information. Say, oh my gosh, your Juice Plus is going to be on your front porch next Wednesday. Here's a reminder to, you know, to take one of each for a few days and then build up to 2 of each, and take that with a glass of water, and, you know, send me a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. So just do that follow up with people. I think it's great to offer that customer service, but also as people join our teams, you've shown them how to do great customer service by how you've modeled that. So I will end there. I hope to see you all in Tampa. And you know what? Go out there and tell your story and make some fun.
Well, thank you, Ellen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You were absolutely fabulous, and I love your energy, and I love it when you said pick up the phone and call somebody. I think that is a refreshing comment these days. We're so bogged down in electronics, etc. So we can't thank you enough. I mean, I've taken 2 more pages of notes, and you did say the bread juice. You said events have been the bread and butter of your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you think about that, for the time I spend putting an event together and doing that, you know, a few nights a month, what that has brought in an income. I mean, you guys, that has put the food on the table and paid the light bill and then the mortgage. That's how you do this. You just build it one step at a time. So cool.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, I'm going to take us I'm going to go back to gallery view. I want to let everybody say thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me unmute real quick, and we'll just say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody say
Ellen.
thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Excellent.
Thank you
So much.
guys.
Thank you.